So now we'll see some options in the layout. We have seen data link in a previous class. Now it's this is the output of the report we have seen, and here we have seen this is data model, and web source we don't require right now, and this is layout model, and this is paper design, layout design. This we are going to discuss parameters next level, and this layout is designed 3 sections. This layout, when we are working with the layout here, this will be 3 sections: header section, main section, trailer section. Header section means first page. Trailer section means from second page onwards, means it depends on the number of pages output. Trailer means last page. If at all we are not using the header section, what happened, main section will be started displaying right from the first page itself, it will start printing, and trailer section means it's a last page. Let's say in header section I'm going to display some title of the report, employee report 2015, this, and we'll see the output. Now see, this is first page, header section. From second page onwards, main section will be displayed. Trailer means last page. Trailer means last page. And it's not only just displaying the titles, we can also display the report level columns. We can also display the report level columns. This already we are displaying report level columns in the main section here. So this again we can copy and paste, copy, display in the header section here, and we can also display in the last page, trailer section also we can display. So now report level columns we are displaying in header section, main section, and also in the trailer section. Now if we see the output of the report, this is first page from second page onwards, and if I go to last page, this. Every section will have 2 parts. Every section will have 2 parts. If I click this, this is margin area, this is margin, this, and this is body. This area is body. Right now we are in margin. I can't touch this field because you are in margin right now. You are working with the margin. Let's say in the first page margin, I would like to display here system date. System date we want to insert. So we have the menu called insert menu. Insert date and time. Any bookmarks, images, graphs, file links can be done. Date and time I am displaying. Date and time you would like to display top level left or center or right, bottom left, center or right. Top level left I am going to display. What is the format? Yes, this is, and this is going to. And right side we would like to display the total number of pages. Insert page number. So what you would like to display? Top right side I want to display. You want to display only page number and total pages. Yes, we would like. This we have done in a header section, means only in the first page. not in the second page. Second page also again margin and this, and this is trailer section. And once you want to exit from the margin, we have to click this again, edit margin. So we will come into the body, we'll come into the layout body, and this is going to be our output now. This is the system date and total number of pages output. It's not displaying in the second page because we said only in the header section, means first page only we have inserted in the margin. Second page is this and last page is this. And now this data we are getting from here. Let's say I would like to display from here. Then what we have to do? We have to adjust the body. This we want to adjust. Select edit margin. This body we would like to display right from here. This means here it is. Exit from the margin and display the output. This is first page. Now we will see the output printing is from here. Sorry, and the last page. Fine. This is the output of the report. So header section, main section, trailer section, and how to work with the margin. Exit from the margin. There are two modes here, confined mode and flex mode. Very important and very important in the interviews also. What is confined mode? Confined mode is nothing but a lock mode. If the confined mode is on, means we have locked. Child object cannot be moved out of the parent object. So what is confined mode? Confined mode is nothing but a lock mode. So confined mode is yes, means we cannot move the child object out of the parent frame. Out of the parent frame. We cannot move the child object out of the parent frame. If we say no, we can move anywhere in the layout. We can move anywhere in the layout. Child object can be moved anywhere in the layout. So whenever we say confined mode is yes, we cannot move the child object out of the parent frame. Let's say right now confined mode is on. So if I try to drag this object, it won't come. I can't take this because right now it is on. If I say off, you can take anywhere. The object can be moved anywhere in the layout and again can be placed. Okay. If it is on, object cannot be taken out of the parent frame. So it must be within that parent frame. If it is off, we can move anywhere it is. That's what confined mode, on and off. Next, flex mode on, flex mode off. If flex mode is on, flex mode on means if we increase or decrease the child object, if we increase or decrease the child object, automatically parent object also increased or decreased. Parent object also increased or decreased. If it is off, only that object will be increased or decreased. Only that object will be increased or decreased. No effect to the parent object or parent frame. So if the flex mode is on, whenever we increase or decrease the width of the child object, automatically the parent objects also increased or decreased. If it is off, then what happened? Only that object will be affected. No effect for the parent object. Let's say right now flex mode is on. If I decrease this object, see the parent objects also affected. If I increase this also, even this way also it will be done. And if I do it decrease, it will be affected. But if I off the option flex off, only that object will be reflected. No effect to the parent objects. Whether you increase or decrease, there won't be any effect to the parent object. So only this object will be reflected. That's what flex mode on, flex mode off. Then after this, what we have, this just now we have discussed, select parent frame. What is the parent frame for the object? Then these all are just first page and last page, next page display. These all are font size and bold, italic, underline, where you want to have the data, right side, middle, and dollar symbol, percentage symbol, and then commas to your number data type, add decimal point, delete decimal point. These are general options we'll be using. Okay, fine. So now the next concept is we are going for parameters. Before that, go to Window, Object Navigator. Here we have to see how the objects are defined. This is another window we are going to see now, called Object Navigator window. What is Object Navigator? Whatever objects we have defined in the data model or layout model or in parameter form, we can navigate here, means we can select. In data model sorry, what we have done exactly, we have defined two queries, query 1 and query 2. What is your first query? Double click. This is the select statement you are written for first query. Then second query, this is the select statement we have written. And groups, two groups, first department group parent, within that department number, name and location, 3 columns, 2 summary columns and 1 formula column we have defined. Summary column means we will find the sigma symbol here. Formula column means F, formula. P stands for program. If we double click here, directly the PL/SQL code will be open. Close. Inside of the department group, we have defined one more group called employee. Group means query. First group is department. Within that, employee group. Within that, some columns and also one formula we have defined, grade formula we have defined here. If we double click this, again we find the code here. This is how the groups are defined. Report level, we have not defined any formula columns or placeholder columns, but we have defined 2 summary columns. This, these 2 columns, summary columns will go to Object Navigator here. Then data links, we have defined the data link properties. The link is defined between 2 groups, parent column, child column, condition, SQL clause, close. This. So whatever queries, groups, formulas, summary columns, placeholder columns, data links we have defined, that we have here. We are going to discuss about parameters. Before that, let's go to the layout. Layout, just now we have discussed 3 sections: header, main, trailer. In header, how many things are there? Body and margin. Not only in header, every section there will be 2 parts, body and margin. Here in header section, in the body, what we have displayed? 3 text we have displayed, 2 fields we are displaying, and margin, 1 text, 1 field we are displaying, means page numbers we are displaying and date. Let's go to the layout and verify. Yes, header section, if I see, this is the body, this is 1 text item, this is another one, 3 text items and 2 fields, and 1 field and 1 text item. That's what it is showing here. Header section, body and margin. Next, in main section we have not defined any margin, only body we have defined. Body also, first we have given some text and fields. Directly we have displayed this 2 prompts and 2 fields. What are those things? This 2 headings, prompts and 2 fields directly we have displayed. Then after that, what we have done in the main section, we have defined the frame first. How to find this is a frame? Generally you go to properties, it will shows it is a frame, but when we see the symbol, this frame, inside of the frame only headings we have displayed, then repeating frame. So frame will have only normal, repeating frame you find something arrow mark here, difference that actually name. Okay, so in the frame first we have defined the headings, then we have started repeating frame. What is the first repeating frame? Department, parent, this. Inside of this we have displayed department columns. Then inside of this repeating frame, one more repeating frame we have defined, employee. In employee repeating frame we are displaying employee column. So this is how we can elaborate the layout whatever we have designed. We have not worked with the margin. Trailer section only body we have defined, 2 prompts and 2 fields. This is the layout. Then parameters, now we are going to work, and then triggers and programs and libraries next level. Okay, so that is just how we can navigate with the objects whatever we have worked in the data model and in the layout model. Let's go to object navigator. Now we are working with the parameters. Parameters are 2 categories, system parameters and user parameters. System parameters are nothing but a built-in parameters. System parameters are nothing but a built-in parameters. Let's go to the help. We can easily understand. Help menu, help contents, system parameters. Sorry. Yes. System parameters we have total 7. First is copies. Is the number of report copies that should be made when the report is printed. Whenever we try to print the report, how many copies you would like to print out, that we can configure here. Properties. Default it will be 1 initial value. Let's say you want 5 copies of the output, we can configure it. That's number of copies output we required when we try to print. These 3 parameters are related to the output: destination type, destination name, destination format. This destination format, destination name, destination type. Destination type is nothing but once we develop the report and run the report and generate the output, where you want to store the output, or you want to send the output to the printer or email, what exactly we would like to do. If we say I would like to send my output for printer, then what is your printer name? What is your printer name? Which format you want to send the output, PDF or HTML? So if we say destination type is mail, then what is your mail ID? And which attachment you want to do, HTML or PDF or CSS or RTF? Destination type, destination name, destination format. The output, how we would like to send it to the users or customers. Then reports can be developed in 2 ways. One is character mode, another one is bitmapped. We can develop the reports in character mode and bitmapped mode. Character means normal text information. Bitmap means we can go with the graphical activities like logos or charts or graphs can be displayed it. This is one of the important question in the interviews. Types of report modes, 2 modes are there: character mode and bitmap mode. Then orientation, the printing direction of the report. landscape format or portrait orientation or default, what exactly you would like to do. Print job, printing job, whether the print job dialog box should appear before the report is run. This box, this dialog box, this box you would like to display before printing or you don't want. So this by using this parameter we can configure. Print job is yes. Yes means it will be displayed. No means without display directly printing will happen. These are system parameters. We can just remember all these system parameters. Generally DBA will configure all this. We don't work with the system parameter, very rare case. Now we'll be working with user parameters. Okay. So user parameter means we'll define with the user parameter as per the requirement. We have two types of parameters. Bind, lexical, two parameters we have. Bind parameter, lexical parameters. Bind parameters are used to pass the values. Bind parameters are used to pass the values to the query. Like this, select star from EMP where department number equal to 10, let's say. So when we want to pass this value, either number or character or string or date, any value, if we want to pass the value, then we use the bind parameter. But when we want to replace the string in the query, we go for lexical parameter. Lexical parameters are used to replace the string in the query. It means, let's say I would like to replace the complete select clause or from clause or order by clause. Let's say select star from EMP where department number equal to some X. I want to replace this entire string. We want to replace this. Then we go for lexical parameter. So lexical parameter is used to replace the entire string. Bind parameter is used to pass the value. Then bind parameters allowed only numbers. Only number, data type. Sorry, any data type. Bind parameter, any data type, number, character or date. Whereas lexical parameter only character. Lexical parameter is only character, because we said already we want to replace the string in the query. String means indirectly syntax. We can't replace other than syntax in the query. So either order by clause or where clause like. So it's always character data type. Bind parameters can be used in a where clause only. We can use only in the where clause. But lexical parameter can be used in any class. Lexical parameters can be used in any class. Bind parameters are used colon symbol. Lexical parameters are used ampersand symbol. Bind parameter we use the colon symbol. Lexical parameter we will use the ampersand symbol. These are differences between bind parameter and lexical parameters. So bind parameters are used to pass the values. Lexical parameters are used to replace the string in the query. So if we want to pass only value, let's go for bind. If we want to pass the entire string, let's go for lexical. This you can pass either number, character or date, any data type, but this will be always character, because in the definition itself we have it's a string. And here bind parameters we pass only in the where class, but here we will pass in any class. Here it's colon symbol and it is ampersand symbol it is used. Okay. Fine. Now we'll take a simple example. Let's take we require two parameters. First we'll work with bind parameters, later we'll work with lexical parameters. From department number to department number, between these two departments we would like to have the employees data, employee number, employee name, salary, hire date, like this. Let's go to report. I'm going to develop the new report for this. Let's save this file, new. I'll go through wizard for this. It's a simple go to object navigator. First we have to define the parameters. Go to user parameters, create. We require two parameters. This is one and this is one more. Go to first parameter, properties, and what is the parameter name? P underscore from, data type numbers. What is the maximum size? Two digits enough for department. What is the default value you would like to pass? Would you like to give any list of values to the user? List of values means we can provide either static or query based. Static means manually we can enter whatever values you want to show to the user. These values will be displayed to the user. It's not mandatory, then we can provide like this. We have specified number data type, so only numbers allowed. We specified maximum 2 digits, only 2 digits are allowed. If we enter some other character, it will show error message. This we don't require, remove it. Yes. One more parameter, second properties, p underscore 2, number of 2. This also we want a list of values, or if we don't require, leave it, no problem. Initial value I'll say 30, close. Now we have to use these two input parameters in the query. Go to data model. As per our condition, we'll use in the query. So what is our condition? Department between. That's what our condition. Where department number between colon p underscore from and colon p underscore 2. When we want to access bind parameter value, we have to use colon parameter name this. It's not only between, like we can use next conditions anywhere it is. Press OK. Now go to parameter form. Layout already we have designed through wizard. Now go to parameter form. We have to display the parameters to the user. We have to display the parameters to the user. This will do it through wizard. Right click, parameter form builder. Already it is there. From department number, to department number, press OK. Now two parameters are displayed. Run the report. File menu, print preview. So first parameter we got list of values. Second parameter we don't have, manually we have to enter. If I enter some character, it won't accept. Please enter a valid input, because we specified number data type and it will allow only 2 digits, not more than that. So now we'll get between 20 to 30. This. We required only 10th department data. So we'll pass from department number is 10 and to department number is 10. So from department number is 10 and to department number is 10. Yes. So whenever we want to work with bind parameters, we'll go to first object navigator. First we have to define the parameter. While defining the parameter, we can restrict to the user particular data type and width. In case if we are using any date or decimal, we can use the format also. Initial value. If we want to provide list of values to the user like manual, we can provide. This will discuss next example. Trigger also comes later. Close. Two parameters we have defined, from and to. These two parameters we can use anywhere in the report. It's not only in the query, anywhere in the report we can use. Right now we would like to use in the query in our where clause. So write the where clause, where department number between, if we want parameter value colon name of the parameter, this from and to, and then we are going to define the input parameters to the user. Right click, parameter form builder. These parameters just now we have read system parameters. This we don't require. If at all we required, we can display, no problem. Then from department number and to, if we want to change the report title, we can change here employee report, any hint, enter valid input, any status line, enter department details, like this. This will replace your existing parameter form. Do you want to continue? Yes. And file menu, print preview. I will see the output between 30 to 30. This is the output of the report. Okay. So this is how we can go for defining bind parameters and use the bind parameters in the query by using colon symbol, and how to display these parameters to the user in parameter form builder. This. Okay.